It's time for Northwestern Outdoors Radio, the award-winning broadcast covering fishing, hunting, and outdoor recreation throughout the Great Northwest. Northwestern Outdoors is brought to you every week by Max Lure Company, producing a legacy of innovation since 1969, by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter, and by Loophole, America's optical authority. Also sponsoring the show every week is Shiloh Inn & Suites, offering affordable excellence throughout the West. Mardon Resort, the place to fish and hunt in eastern Washington, and the Wallowa County Chamber of Commerce, where nature is on display in Northeast Oregon all year long. And now, let's head into the field with your host, John Cruz.
October is here, and if you're a hunter, your heart is probably beating as fast as mine with the promise of going out to the field, whether you're after deer, and many of you are, or like me, going after birds such as ducks and geese and quail and chukar and pheasant. There are few months finer than this one to be outside. I love the weather. I love the soft light. I love how it's cool and crisp in the morning and warms up in the afternoon. It's just a great time to be out there. But it's also a good time to be fishing too. Guide Nate Luther has good news for you on the salmon and steelhead fishing front from the Snake River near Lewiston. And Lance Mers with Max Lure Company has got a suggestion on what to use to catch these fish on an extended max minute this week. We'll also check in with the folks at Mardon Resort at Eastern Washington. Not only is hunting going on over there this month, but the fishing has been quote-unquote lights out for several different species. As you can see, we are talking about some October fishing, but we're primarily going to be talking about hunting this week. We've got gear reviews on several items you'll want to take with you when you go hunting this fall. Steve McGrath is going to join us to show off a beautiful hunting backpack from Browning. Shane Mizell will tell you about the Loophole 1200 rangefinder that just won a coveted Best in Test award from Field and Stream. And Ryan Neely with Camp Chef is back to demonstrate just how fast their new Striker stove can boil up water for you in the backcountry. I think you're going to be impressed. We catch up with my friend and avid bow hunter Jared Novak from Kashmir, Washington. He just got back from a multi-day elk hunting expedition in central Montana. And we'll also talk to Jonathan Kitchens, co-owner of a new company called Nowhere to Hunt that allows you to book duck and goose hunts on private land in Northwest Washington for a pretty affordable price. Given all the competition there is on public lands available in that part of the Evergreen State, this might be a really good option for you if you're a waterfowl hunter. Speaking of hunting, there's moose hunting to be had as well this autumn, especially north of the border in British Columbia. This week on Sportsman Spotlight, David Sparks tells you all about hunting with a BC Moose Guide. Sportsman Spotlight is brought to you every week by the Northwest Ag Information Network and sponsored by Nate Luther, the owner of Nate Luther's Guide Service. Nate wants to take you fishing for salmon and steelhead on the Snake River near Lewiston this month, and now is the time to go. Find out more at NateLuthersGuideservice.com.
Whether it's this year or sometime in the future, if you want maybe the best moose hunt you'll ever find, listen to Mark Werner, owner of BC Guide Outfitters up in British Columbia. David Sparks, Sportsman Spotlight.
Fair chase, spot and stalk rut hunts. The tactic coming into the rut is calling, which is one of the most exciting times to hunt moose. Of course, we've all seen it on TV. These hunts are spot and stalk, hunting out of our lodge and spike camp cabins. Everything is fully guided. We pick you up at the airports. There's airport pickup drop-ups included. We have excellent meat cutters to handle your meat preparation, taxidermy to ship your trophy back, and we're walking on secret trails and platform stands and going back into moose meadows and swamps and using boats on the river and four-wheel drives and glassing from high points and all these different techniques. These hunts are 7 full days of hunting, 9 days of arrival departure. We take the client back to the airport with his meat and get him back on his airplane. And all the permits for firearms, that's all looked after. You don't have to draw a tag. We have the quota to use, and we just have to order your license and tags from the government in advance, and everything's waiting, ready to go. You just arrive with your firearms, and it's no problem getting firearms into Canada. It's very easy. It's only $25 and about 10 minutes worth of paperwork at the border, and no problem getting your meat back out either with the hunter. So it's easy. We've been doing it a long time, and the process works well, and it's just beautiful right now. The leaves are turning yellow and orange, and it's one of my favorite times of year when the moose are calling and traveling and doing the thing that they do. It's only that one time for 2 weeks of the whole year that they go into this rut. We wait all year for that special moose rut.
BCGuideOutfitters.com.
Have you fished with Nate Luther before? He's the guide who's always catching fish out of his big boat painted in Seattle Seahawks blue and green. Nate grew up around Lewiston, Idaho. He has been fishing the Snake River and the Clearwater for as long as he can remember, and he wants to take you out on a trip where you can catch Chinook salmon to 25 pounds or steelhead up to 20 pounds. Here's how you do it. Go to his website, NateLuthersGuideservice.com. That's NateLuthersGuideservice.com, or give him a call at 208-503-9204. That's 208-503-9204 for an awesome Chinook salmon and steelhead catching adventure.
Leupold Gold Ring Optics are built to perform at the highest level, shot after shot, year after year. Our rifle scopes, binoculars, spotting scopes, rangefinders, and more always come through when you need them most. That's why our American-built products have a lifetime guarantee. Or as we like to say here at Leupold, they are guaranteed for a lifetime of performance, not a lifetime of replacement. Find out more about our top quality gear and our lifetime guarantee at Leupold.com. Leupold, America's optics authority.
Backcountry Hunters and Anglers, a nationwide group working to keep public lands in public hands. We've helped ban the use of drones for hunting. We help repair wildlife corridors in key riparian areas. We speak up against illegal ATV use. Please join this dynamic conservation group. Check us out at backcountryhunters.org.
I'll take you, you take me back. Let's put pennies on a railroad track. Fireflies in a mason jar. Hide and seek. There you
Next on Northwestern Outdoors Radio, just in time for hunting season, we've got a product review for you. It is a backpack, and if you are a hunter, you are going to love this pack I'm looking at right now, the Buck 2500 RT. With us here to tell us more about it is our old friend, Steve McGrath, who's no longer with Camp Chef. Now he's with Browning Packs. Steve, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much. It's good to be back on the show.
So, Steve, this is a great pack, lots of compartments, mossy oak camo, and of course the Browning buck mark on it. Tell us more about this.
You bet. So hunters, beware. We've got a great pack out there, a bunch of new technology. This particular one, as you pointed out, has a mossy oak pattern, but we'll also do real tree patterns in it as well. But a full featured, kind of a new idea on packs. We've got new fabric, new technologies, and ways to make your hunt more comfortable and more enjoyable.
So first things first, this is really sturdy material. What is the basic material this is made out of?
And that's something new for us. It is what we call bombshell, and it's basically a new take on waxed cotton technology. So lightweight, super durable, and best of all, it inherently is water resistant. Not waterproof, but water resistant. So it's a pack that'll last for years, look good, stay dry.
Lots of compartments on this, and one thing that's really interesting, so you've got like front organizer, you've got main organizer, and it even has examples of things in terms of pictures of what you can put in it.
Hey, we want to make it as easy as possible because it's early in the morning, when the sun's not up and things are dark, we want to make it easy to understand where things can be put in there. So that we actually call, with the little labels there, is our hunter-specific organization system, and that just gives you an idea of where things need to be put in that pack.
Something else you have here that we need to talk about is the zippers. They are, they're silent.
They are a silent technology that we're using. We call it hypersonic, and the idea there is for all you elk hunters, you'll understand this. You're in there, you're chasing a rutting bull that's bugling, going crazy. You get in close, and especially bow hunters, you need to pull out that rangefinder to figure out where that elk's at. You don't want to hear that zip and watch that bull kind of perk up and go the other way. We've got zippers that are quiet on this, so you can reach in there real quietly, get whatever you need, whether it's a rangefinder, a pair of binoculars, whatever you need out of there, figure out what you need to, and then keep going. So a new technology there with that hypersonic zippers.
Something else I like about this, you have a really sturdy hip strap system, and speaking of your rangefinder, you've actually got a pocket that's sewn into the hip strap system that looks like it's perfect for that, so you don't even have to take your pack off.
We do, and with our sturdy hip belt here, like you talked about, John, it actually is an asymmetrical, so the buckle is not right in the middle. It's canted a little bit to your left side if you had that pack on, so that pocket is closer to the front of you and not around the side when you need to access it.
technology, folks. It's absolutely grand, especially when it's put together into a pack like this. Where can people find this backpack, the Buck 25 RT?
It is available certainly online at browningpacks.com, and you can get more information there, but also at any of your local retailers, from Cabela's to Sportsman's Warehouse to just about any of them here in the Pacific Northwest.
Browning, folks, they make some great stuff. This is another great example of it. And again, if you are a hunter, especially a big game hunter, you are going to want this as part of your arsenal for success this fall. It's the Buck 25 RT from Browning. Again, go to browningpacks.com, or look at Cabela's, Sportsman's Warehouse, or other quality retailers. Steve, thanks for telling us all about this on Northwestern Outdoors Radio.
Thanks for having me back. We'll look forward to visiting with you a little more.
You're listening to Northwestern Outdoors Radio. We are giving you product reviews, telling you about things you might want to take to the field this hunting season, which is kicking off this month. And one publication that has a reputation for kind of highlighting the best there is out there is Field and Stream Magazine. Every year they have a Best of Test award that they give out to certain products, and Leupold and Stevens, one of our sponsors, won one of these Best of Test awards for their RX 1200i TBR laser rangefinder. With us here to tell us more about this coveted award is Shane Mizell with Leupold. Shane, congratulations.
Thank you very much, John. Yeah, we were very happy to win that award.
Well, in the words of Field and Stream, after head-to-head comparisons with a variety of laser rangefinders from several manufacturers, Field and Stream's Will Brantley said that yours is the best. He says this top-quality, all-purpose unit excelled in almost every test. It was the only model here that would return 1,000-plus yard readings, and it has the best monocular by far. That's high praise.
That is high praise, and we're very, very happy and proud to have that, actually. You know, we spend a lot of time developing these products right here at our factory in Beaverton, Oregon, and so it's really nice to be recognized for those accomplishments.
What are some of the other things about this RX 1200i TBR laser rangefinder that stood out from the competition that Field and Stream noticed?
Well, there's a few different things. The first one is going to be the display we put in there. It's an OLED display, which is an organic light-emitting diode, which basically means you, instead of having a black LCD display, you're going to have a red, bright display that you can see.
Nice.
When we put those displays in there, it actually also increases light transmission. So when you're not ranging, you're still able to see much more clear and much later into the day than you would with, say, a competitor's rangefinder that does not have that type of display in it. The main feature that we have in there is what we call DNA, which is our engine. It stands for digitally enhanced accuracy. But what that does is it actually allows the rangefinder to give you a very precise and specific reading. If you look at other competitive rangefinders on the market, and you can do this test with anyone, and you range a target that's white and a target that's black set on the same wall, you will get up to 3 to 5 yards difference. And that's because the engine they use is not calibrated to differentiate between the noise that comes back from those two different color targets. Because of the engineers we have here right in our factory and the knowledge that we've gained over the years of building these, we've been able to reduce that noise and give you an accurate reading regardless of the color or the texture of the actual target that you're trying to range.
Fantastic. And one other thing we ought to mention is that your RX 1200i TBR laser rangefinder is also backed by your Gold Ring electronics warranty. Tell our listeners about that.
So yes, the Leupold Gold Ring electronics warranty. We will replace the product for the lifetime if there's a failure in craftsmanship. If the electronics wear out on it, we offer a 2-year warranty on that product, which is by far the leading in the industry.
Wow. If you need a couple more reasons to pick up this rangefinder, Field and Stream notes that it is compact, it's reliable, and it's rugged to boot. Again, it's the Leupold RX 1200i TBR laser rangefinder. It won the coveted Best of Test award from Field and Stream, and it deserves a place with you this fall for hunting season. Shane, thanks for telling us all about this. Where can people find this rangefinder? And let's give out the website for Leupold too.
Yeah, thank you, John. www.leupold.com, and they can find this rangefinder at any one of our Leupold authorized dealers, and those can all be found on our website.
There you go, folks. That's leupold.com for rangefinders and a whole lot more. Shane, thanks for taking the time to talk to us on Northwestern Outdoors Radio.
Thank you.
Stick around, there's a whole lot more coming up on Northwestern Outdoors Radio. Let's check out of this segment with the music that brought you into it. Tomorrow Was Yesterday, a great little tune by Frank Prenovos. Check out some of his CDs, especially one I love that includes quite a bit of fishing called I Miss Lake Bemidji.
I beg you tag me back. Let's put pennies on a railroad track. Fireflies in a mason jar. Hide and seek. There you are.
Leupold Gold Ring Optics are built to perform at the highest level, shot after shot, year after year. Our rifle scopes, binoculars, spotting scopes, rangefinders, and more always come through when you need them most. That's why our American-built products have a lifetime guarantee. Or as we like to say here at Leupold, they are guaranteed for a lifetime of performance, not a lifetime of replacement. Find out more about our top quality gear and our lifetime guarantee at Leupold.com. Leupold, America's optics authority.
It doesn't matter what sort of adventure you're after, whether it's big game deep in the backcountry, a day of fishing out on the water, or an overnight in the great outdoors. At Sportsman's Warehouse, we've got the gear in here for what you need out there. Gear up for your next adventure at one of the Sportsman's Warehouse stores or shop online. Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter.
Walleye anglers all over the Northwest are raving about the new Smile Blade Spindrift walleye lure made by Max Lure Company. Lance Mers is with us here to tell us more about it.
This lure is fantastic. We've got the patented Smile Blade. We've got a pill float that keeps it just off of the bottom where the fish like to bite. And that Spindrift hook is absolutely phenomenal. You can tip it with any kind of bait.
Tip it with a crawler, tip it with a leech, whatever you tip it with, it's going to catch more fish. It's the Smile Blade Spindrift walleye lure, only from Max Lure Company.
We're back with John Cruz on Northwestern Outdoors Radio.
It's time for another Max Minute.
Fish on!
Brought to you every week by Max Lure Company. With us again, Lance Mers. Lance, how you been?
Good, John. How are you?
Doing well. You've been doing quite a bit of salmon fishing. I know you and I were talking about starting to do some steelhead fishing. Rivers like the Snake and the Columbia in particular, just chock full of these fish species. What are you going to be using to catch them this fall?
You know, John, a lot of people are using that typical herring rig, a cut plug or something like that. I'm trying something different. What we have out here is called a wedding ring prawn rig. The reason why I like it so much is because it is different. And a lot of people don't use prawns when they're targeting the salmon.
True.
So this prawn rig is actually set up to where the hook can move up and down and fit that prawn and stay on.
So this is really similar to some other Max products in terms of the basic instruction. You have a large Smile Blade. It's a tractor, comes in different colors. You've got beads, and you've got those very effective red hooks and really high quality hooks too.
Yeah, it's got a 3/0 and a 2/0, and it kind of looks similar to that of a wedding ring.
Right.
But it also has a 1.9-inch Smile Blade on it too. And the cool thing about those Smile Blades, John, is that they can spin at less than a quarter mile an hour. So the combination of the Smile Blade, the combination of our infamous wedding ring spinner already, attach those to those 2 3/0 and 2/0 hooks with a prawn, and you're fishing and you're catching fish.
And I'll admit, I'm the guy that, whenever I think steelhead on the Columbia or the Snake or other places I can use bait, I'm always thinking prawns, but I never thought about it for salmon. So there you go, folks, a multi-species lure that's going to get you into salmon and steelhead this fall on the big rivers. It's the Max Wedding Ring Prawn Rig. Look for it online at maxlure.com or at a sporting goods dealer near you.
I'm Bob Loomis, and I fish for walleye. Sometimes when I'm out on the water, I feel like a destroyer captain hunting for targets with my electronics. I'm not hunting submarines, though. I'm hunting fish, and when I find that big one on the fish finder, I want to make sure she's going to bite. That's where the Smile Blade Slow Death Rig from Max Lure comes in. The Smile Blade spins and flashes at ultra-slow speeds, and the one-of-a-kind red hook keeps that bait moving in a way the fish can't resist. It's the Smile Blade Slow Death Rig. You're the destroyer. This is your depth charge. Only from Max Lure.
The road is calling you to experience one of Oregon's 7 wonders, the Wallowas. So grab your camping equipment and fishing gear and head out to Northeast Oregon, where you'll find the views are endless, the air crisp and clean, and the water's cold and clear. Set up camp by the shores of Wallowa Lake or in the heart of the Wallowa-Whitman National Forest. Take your fishing gear and cast your bait into the deep waters of Wallowa Lake, or roll your fly into one of the eddies of the many freestone creeks and rivers teeming with fish. This summer, take the road that leads to wonders. It begins at WallowaCountyChamber.com.
Do you want to go fishing with an actual legend? You can. His name's Ed Iman. He will take you fishing for walleye, for sturgeon, for steelhead, and smallmouth bass on the Columbia River between the Dalles Dam and McNary Dam.
I'm Ed Iman, and I'd like to take you fishing on the mighty Columbia River.
That's Ed Iman. Give him a call at 541-298-3753. 541-298-3753. Go fishing with Ed at 541-298-3753. Welcome back to Northwestern Outdoors Radio. I'm John Cruz. Hunting season is drawing near. And if you're a duck hunter like me, you know one of the better places to find mallard and to find snow geese is in Skagit County, Washington. Now, Northwest Washington, great place to go hunting, but there's a lot of people. There's not a lot of public land. You could go to places like the Snoqualmie Wildlife Area and basically get into what I call combat duck hunting because there's so many people. You can go to Skagit Flats. I've done that a lot, but it's hit and miss. And again, you got lots of people. And good luck trying to get on private land yourself. It's not an easy thing. If you do manage to get on, you might have to pay a huge lease. Well, we've got an affordable solution for you. We've got Jonathan Kitchens here. He is the co-owner of Know Where to Hunt, LLC. Jonathan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much, John. Thank you for having us on.
So, Jonathan, tell me a little bit about Know Where to Hunt, LLC. What do you have to offer duck hunters in Western Washington?
I'm a father of 4, sole breadwinner, wife stays at home. The money's always really tight. So going out and hitting some of these places that are, $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 buy-in to actually be able to have a good place to go hunt where I don't have to compete with everybody is just out of the question. So, and I know I'm not the only one out there because everybody that we talk to says the same thing. So what we've done is we've come up with affordable option for the public. So what we do is we have a membership-based program, and it's a very small membership cost. It's $120 per season, and that gains access to the website.
I'm going to slow you down here a little bit because I want to get into that. But before we get into actually how we do it, let's talk about your properties. How many do you have? Where are they located? And what are folks going to be hunting for?
So our properties, we currently have 26 properties ranging from 30-acre fields up to 281-acre fields. And we're totaling right now at 1,380 acres.
So are we pretty much talking mallards and snow geese? Are those the two species that we're hunting on your fields?
Mallards, snow geese. We do have some areas that pick up pintails and some teal. We do have some speckled belly, as we call it back in Tennessee.
Sure.
White front up here. So we have a wide variety of waterfowl game on our fields. It's just a matter of getting out there and making yourself an enticement.
And I got to point out, too, that it's not just field hunting that you offer. You've got some water-based hunting, too, where you've actually got ponds or sloughs where you can decoy some birds into the water, right?
Yes, sir. We have a unique opportunity with all of our fields. Number one, every one of our fields has water on it in one way or another. They either have ditches running perimeter and actually through. We also have ponds in a couple of fields. The majority of our fields actually do flood during the season. They hold water. One of the things that we looked for was actually trying to find places that did hold water, so that way we could use that as an enticement as well.
All right. So let me ask you a question here, Jonathan. So we have these properties. I want to get on them. I'm going to your website, knowwheretohunt.com. The first thing I see there is 3 membership options, a day membership, a 3-day membership, or a season membership that costs like $120. What's the difference between the options and what do I get once I'm a member?
All right. So let's start with the 1 day. We always have those family members that come in for Christmas Day or Thanksgiving or they just work 80 hours a week and they only have time once or twice a year. So we have an option for a 1-day membership. It's $29.99, and that gains access to be able to book a hunt. And what that gets you is just that. You get access to book a hunt. You get alerts for any fields that are popping up, being active or deactivated, basically meaning somebody's hunting it or somebody's not hunting it. Then you have the 3-day option, which is really good for family members coming in for holidays and things like that, Christmas and Thanksgiving. So what that gets you is 3 days throughout the season. It's not like your typical place where it's 3 consecutive days.
Ah, okay. So any 3 days during the season, I like that. And obviously, the annual membership is by definition, it's good throughout the season. So you're listening to Northwestern Outdoors Radio. We're talking to Jonathan Kitchens. He's the co-owner of Nowhere to Hunt. We've gone onto his website, nowheretohunt.com. We've become a member so that we can go ahead and book a hunt or several hunts, depending on what kind of membership you have here. So once I'm a member, I see all these hunts that are available, but I have to pay a little bit more to get on the fields, right?
You do. And so the membership itself is just to have the guy, the member, have some skin in the game. So that way he makes sure that he follows the rules, and it kind of weeds out some of the people that are just, may not take care of the farmer's land.
Okay.
When it comes to the field fees, we do things a little differently as well. Like most guided hunts or typical leases where you pay everything up front. This is pay as you go. And it's a field base. It's not a per head base when it comes to the actual hunting itself.
Oh.
So what we do is we put an arbitrary number valuation, if you want to call it that, on the field, and then you split that cost with your hunting party. And it's the party that you choose. As long as they're members, there is no upcharge for extra people. All we do is we enforce the number of people that the farmer wants. Basically, our entire thing is that we uphold and enforce what the farmer's wishes to have on his property and what he wants done with his property.
So, Jonathan, I got to ask. So it's cost me $120 to have a season-long membership. How much is it going to cost me for each field? What's the price range, so to speak?
The price range, we have like a morning during the week is less than a morning on the weekend.
Sure.
Okay. So it's peak and off-peak time, just like you would on a ski mountain or something like that. So having said that, you range from $65 for a field up to, say, $150, $160, depending on if it has a blind or water or anything like that.
So, Jonathan, let me make sure I'm understanding this. So let's say me and a buddy, we get our memberships, and I decide, Jonathan, you and I are going to go hunting, so I go ahead and book this field for $150. Do you have to pay another $150 to come hunt with me, or do you just get to come with me?
No, sir. You pay, and then you and I would split the cost at the field. We would just exchange money, or, I buy this time, you buy next time type thing. So say that where it really benefits the hunter is a lot of these fields are able to hunt 3 to 5 guys.
Oh, so if you got 3 guys, all of a sudden it's just $50 a person. And I'm starting to see where you're going here. This really does become affordable, doesn't it?
It does. Especially we've got quite a few fields that will hunt 4 and 5 guys. So if it's $125 to go hunt on this field, and you have 5 guys, it now costs you $25 to go hunt.
Now that is indeed a bargain. Wow. So, Jonathan, again, with 3 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys, that's an affordable hunt. That's not a bad deal. And how does this play out over the course of a season?
Well, it really plays into the average hunter. Again, we wanted to make this affordable, and so what we've done with the 3, 4, 5 guys that can go, you split the cost. Our members can actually go 68 times using the 4 or 5 guy system, 68 times throughout the season before you ever reach the lower echelon level of your typical lease. Unless you're going every single day, you're never going to hit what you would normally pay with a normal standard lease.
68 hunts a year, that's a lot of hunts. That's a lot of meat in the freezer. All right, we are, believe it or not, starting to run low on time. But folks, I want to tell you, the reason I have this organization on our show is they're a little bit different. I'm a little leery of hunt clubs. There's one in Eastern Washington where I live, does not have the best rep. They actually buy up private land to block access in some cases for people trying to get to public land, and this isn't what's going on here. This is land that's never been open until they came and asked. It wouldn't be open otherwise. It's private land. It's got water. It's a quality quality hunt, and money actually goes back to the landowner as well. It's a win-win situation where you win with affordable hunting, and the Department of Fish and Wildlife wins because they know there's going to be responsible hunters here, and the landowner wins as well. So the website is nowheretohunt.com. That's nowheretohunt.com. Check them out. If you live in Western Washington, or if you're going to be hunting out there and you want to go after snow geese or ducks, this looks like a great deal. Jonathan, thanks for telling us all about this on Northwestern Outdoors Radio.
Thank you, John. We really appreciate the opportunity.
Wetlands are some of the most important ecosystems on Earth, but our wetlands are quickly disappearing. Find out how you can help. Join Ducks Unlimited today.
You led a good life. You ate lots of corn. You found a wife, and 2 fawns were born. But early this morning, you scampered past me. So I aimed and I shot, now I got you roped up in my tree.
You're back with Northwestern Outdoors Radio, and it's time again for news and reports from the field, brought to you every week by Mardon Resort at Eastern Washington's Potholes Reservoir. If you're looking for a cast and blast vacation this month, Mardon Resort's the place to be. You can hunt for quail, you can hunt for ducks, you can hunt for geese, you can hunt for pheasant, and don't forget to bring the fishing pole, because fishing is just lights out right now. It is that good. The folks at Mardon tell me bass anglers are catching and releasing up to 30 bass at a time in a day of fishing, and limits of walleye are the norm for many anglers on Potholes Reservoir right now, to include some big fish weighing up to 13 pounds. Walleye are also being caught in nearby Soda Lake, and several of the Seep Lakes are kicking out healthy numbers of rainbow trout. If you don't have a boat, think crappie, because the bite's on for these fish as well, with crappie up to 13 inches in size being caught right off the docks at Mardon. If you want to find out more about booking a stay for a great cast and blast vacation this fall, go to their website. It's mardonresort.com. That's mardonresort.com, where the fish bite, but we don't. Heading over to the Snake River near Lewiston, guide Nate Luther says the proverbial switch has been flipped and the fishing has been really good and really fun, especially for salmon. One of Nate's clients boated an 18-pound Chinook this past week, and Idaho Fish and Game reports over 50,000 fall Chinook have finned their way up the Snake River past Lower Granite Dam as of the 1st of October. There's steelhead around here as well, 66,000 of them to be exact, according to counts at the same dam on the same day. The best fishing for them has been on the Snake below the Salmon River, according to Idaho Fish and Game. So if you're looking for a combined salmon steelhead trip, now is the time to go. But if you want to fish with Nate, you better call him soon, because his calendar is filling up fast. You can find out more about fishing with Nate by going to his website. It's NateLuthersGuideservice.com. That's NateLuthersGuideservice.com. Next up on Northwestern Outdoors Radio, we've got a field report for you from a non-resident hunter who went, well, to the woods near Lewistown, Montana. Jared Novak is his name. He's a very skilled archery hunter. Went there with his family, elk hunting, almost 10 days. Jared, how did it go?
Well, it was good times. We had some weather issues. It was a little warm this year. It was kind of abnormal year. We got there. It was, some mornings were really cold, other mornings were warmer.
I'm going to cut you off. Yeah. Did you get an elk?
No, we didn't get an elk.
You didn't get an elk?
No.
You didn't get an elk, but that's the bottom line. So how many people were in your party?
4.
And did anyone get a shot at an elk?
No.
Why did that happen? Was it the weather? Was it just too darn hot?
It was the weather. Most days we were around where we had probably 4 or 5 bugling elk about 100 to 150 yards right around us in some thick thickets.
And so they're in their thick. You can't get at them. It's just too darn hot. They weren't coming out. I get that. All right. So the early season hunt wasn't good, but I understand you might be going back in November and you have higher hopes.
Higher hopes. Different area, but higher hopes.
And why do you think it's going to be better in November?
More snow. The area we're going to, they'll be coming in because of the snow, and they herd up at that time for wintering purposes. So we should have a better chance then.
Well, there you go, folks. That's Jared Novak, a very skilled hunter. So if you didn't have luck in September, well, wait till November. You might have better luck then. Jared, thanks for telling us all about this on Northwestern Outdoors Radio.
Thanks for having me, John.
Folks, that is the brand new camp stove from Camp Chef. It's called the Striker, and this particular one is operating off butane, but you can also get them operating off propane too. With us here to tell us more about this stove you are going to want on your next backcountry trip or hiking trip is Ryan Neely from Camp Chef. Ryan, I love this stove.
This stove's fun. This interview better be quick because our water is almost boiling.
Wow, that is amazing. So this stove, very compact. Basically, the components of the stove include the fuel. It includes a stand to put the fuel on. And then you have the burner. And oh my gosh, that water is about ready to boil. And as you heard, folks, we just started it a few seconds ago in this container where it'll hold what? It looks like up to a quart?
Yeah, it'll hold up to 1 liter of water, but generally for backpacking, most of those freeze-dried meals, which a lot of people use with these, they're only, look at that, we're coming to a boil right now.
Unbelievable.
They're only using about 2 cups of water, and this will boil pretty quick, as you can tell, which makes it great. But the cool thing about this is we have a propane version, so when you're out ice fishing or when you're just in camp and you need just a small pot of water or anything little to cook on, it's more versatile because you have a propane version or you have a butane version. So you do, and you get the item that fits your needs.
You know, folks, this is unedited. We basically poured a cup of water in here, and from the time that we heard that start until right now, that water is at a full boil. Absolutely amazing. Like you said, talk about convenience in the backcountry. This is perfect. Now, we've got this self-contained system, which is going to be plenty for most people, but I don't want to leave before we talk about some accessories you also have available for the Striker Series camp stove.
Yeah, we do have some accessories, so you can throw a teapot on there, or you can put like a small pot for, again, boiling or doing like a mac and cheese, or a small fry pan if you want to do some eggs or something. So it's not just for boiling water. You can, again, add more accessories to it if you would like, and it just makes it a more versatile thing in the backcountry.
In terms of people that would enjoy this, I could see people who are like on bicycle trips, long bicycle trips, kayakers that are on overnight kayaking trips, people in canoes, rafters, hunters, fishermen, hikers, just about anybody who needs a portable stove in the backcountry and just can't haul your typical 2-burner camp stove. This is fantastic.
I love this stove. It's so good. I'm going actually on a mule deer hunt next week, and I'm hoping to pack this with me. We'll be in the backcountry, and this is how I plan to eat. So it will feed me well, and I'm looking forward to that. It's a fun little stove. Everything packs inside. I'll throw it in my pack. We'll be hitting the trails in no time.
So it's the Striker Series stove. Obviously, people can find it on the website, campchef.com, along with the accessories. But what are some of the bigger store chains where people can find this stove?
Go to Sportsman's Warehouse. I saw it in there the other day. Also, Cabela's or Bass Pro Shops online. Or just go into your local Camp Chef dealer and ask them about it.
Again, folks, campchef.com is the website to go to, but there's a lot of stores and chains out there that carry Camp Chef products, and I think you're going to see the Striker Series stove in them because this is fantastic. Ryan, always a pleasure to see what Camp Chef's coming out with, and this one's a keeper.
Let's go hit the trails.
Need a lightweight camp stove for your next adventure? The new Striker Series stove from Camp Chef is the perfect solution. 2 models of this single-burner stove let you cook using propane or isobutane. The heat ring technology built into the stove's cookware lets you boil water in less than 2 minutes. And like everything else in the Camp Chef line, the Striker Series stove is built tough. If you hike, paddle, hunt, or fish and cook while you do it, you're going to love the Striker Series stove. Find it at your local sporting goods store or at campchef.com. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Have you fished with Nate Luther before? He's the guide who's always catching fish out of his big boat painted in Seattle Seahawks blue and green. Nate grew up around Lewiston, Idaho. He has been fishing the Snake River and the Clearwater for as long as he can remember, and he wants to take you out on a trip where you can catch Chinook salmon to 25 pounds or steelhead up to 20 pounds. Here's how you do it. Go to his website, NateLuthersGuideservice.com. That's NateLuthersGuideservice.com, or give him a call at 208-503-9204. That's 208-503-9204 for an awesome Chinook salmon and steelhead catching adventure.
Shiloh Inn's Affordable Excellence. Welcome to Shiloh Inn's 4-star accommodations at 2-star affordable prices. I'm Mark Hemstreet, owner of Shiloh Inns. I personally invite you to enjoy Shiloh Inn's deluxe smoke-free suites, then relax and enjoy our spacious pools and spas with steam and sauna rooms and fully equipped fitness centers. And Shiloh's 4-star treatment is even more affordable with more free amenities than most other hotel chains, like free high-speed internet to a free continental delicious breakfast or full hot breakfast at most Shiloh Inns. Even the kids stay free. And smoke-free Shiloh Inns are all dog-friendly. That's what we mean by 4-star accommodations at 2-star affordable prices. For reservations, call 1-800-222-2244 or visit our website at shilohinns.com. Shiloh Inns, affordable excellence. American family-owned and proud of it.
It doesn't matter what sort of adventure you're after. Whether it's big game deep in the backcountry, a day of fishing out in the water, or an overnight in the great outdoors. At Sportsman's Warehouse, we've got the gear in here for what you need out there. Gear up for your next adventure at one of the Sportsman's Warehouse stores or shop online. Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter.
We're back with one last cast from John Cruz on Northwestern Outdoors Radio.
It's time for upcoming events, and October marks the opening of all sorts of hunting to include duck, goose, pheasant, and deer, as well as other species, and you might want a little advice before you head afield. If you do, your local Sportsman's Warehouse store probably has a seminar for you. Among the free classes being offered this month is a waterfowl hunting seminar at the East Wenatchee store in Washington next Saturday, the 17th, from noon to 2 p.m. We told you about rangefinders earlier in the show when we talked with Shane Mizell from Leupold, and if you want to find out some more about these great tools for big game hunters, there will be a class about rangefinders at the Missoula store next Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. Well-known elk caller Jim Hendrickson will be sharing his knowledge and bugling with folks at the Medford, Oregon store next Saturday from 1 to 2:30 p.m. And finally, there's a 3-hour intro to trapping seminar that's going to be offered at the Idaho Falls store on Wednesday evening, the 21st, from 6 to 9 p.m. Like I said, these are just a few of the seminars coming up this month at Sportsman's Warehouse stores. Go to a store near you. There's over 60 of them, to find out more. And now, it's time for your trivia question of the week. There are 3 species of teal found in our 4 northwestern states. They're the little, fast-flying, hard-to-hit ducks that we love to see, especially in October. Green-winged teal are common in Washington and Oregon. Blue-winged teal are common in the Central Flyway, like in Montana. But a third species of teal is a little harder to find. It's also very colorful and happens to be named after a spice that makes everything nice. Do you know the name of this little duck? If you do, go to our Facebook page, Northwestern Outdoors Radio, like our page, find our post that we have about our trivia question of the week, and give us your answer about what kind of teal we are talking about. Another way to do it is through our website at northwesternoutdoors.com. If you go there, go to our Contact Us page to give us your answer, and while you're there, check out the links to find out more about our guests and what we talk about on the show. And if you missed part of the show, we've got it uploaded there for you too. It's last week's show, but you can always catch up and hear things again. Speaking of listening to the show on the internet, make sure you check out RenoViolaOutdoors.com. That's the home of WRVO Radio. It's an internet station that's dedicated to outdoors programming 7 days a week. We are part of the lineup that includes over 30 different outdoors radio shows. Proud to be there. The website again, RenoViolaOutdoors.com, the home of WVR Radio. That's all for this week. Fall is here, and I, for one, can't wait to go duck hunting next weekend and maybe do a little fishing too. Until next time, take care, God bless, and make it a point to spend some time outdoors.
If you've ever been fishing in Mexico, you know how good it can be, and now you can fish there with the Real News. Take your choice of a trip to Baja's East Cape for roosterfish, marlin, and dorado. These trips are value priced, so you can stretch your dollars in fun. To find out more about fishing Mexico with the Real News, log on to therealnews.com or call 425-334-8966. Again, that's therealnews.com or 425-334-8966 for an incredible adventure.
Many people think that Ducks Unlimited is a hunting club or clothing manufacturer. It's not. Ducks Unlimited is the leading waterfowl and wetlands conservation organization in the world. Here in Idaho, we've lost nearly 76% of our wetlands. Ducks Unlimited is working to stop that loss. In Idaho alone, DU has restored and conserved over 27,000 acres of wetlands. Learn more about the benefits of wetlands and what Ducks Unlimited is doing for Idaho's future. Visit ducks.org/Idaho.